one of us knew that Kirk was going to be here.
Kirk and Jack are friends, so obviously you know Kirk is going to be here, and what if she is here?
Obviously we did it, though.
You just need to stop popping up, like...
Do you know me?
No, I don't know you, and I don't want to know you. I don't know you.
My face,
I don't want to know you.
She doing too much, dude.
You don't want to know you.
Me no care.
Oh, you back up.
Hey, time out, listen.
Reality castmates were shocked by the violent brawl between the Jamaican dancehall queen and the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star. Fans were left buzzing after Jasmine's dramatic showdown on live TV. Reality TV just became a whole lot more exciting. It is widely regarded as one of the most horrific scenes in the program's history. But let's find out what actually transpired to cause such mayhem. And what was the tipping point that made Spice lose it?
Like you're the first woman that's left with 2 children. I've been doing it for 14 years.
I've been doing it for 16.
Okay, with your son that don't like you.
Spice has been handling some serious challenges between maintaining her international music career and juggling the intense dynamics of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. It's clear she's been under a lot of pressure. Add to that the relentless scrutiny from her castmates and fans, and it's no wonder tensions were building on the show. Spice is often seen as a strong, commanding figure, but even the toughest personalities have their breaking point. Behind her bold attitude was a woman managing stress from all angles, and this confrontation seemed to be the result of all that pent-up frustration. Then there's Jasmine Washington, who has a knack for stirring things up. Since her introduction to the group, Jasmine's history has been anything but quiet. Her connection to Scrappy and past entanglements in the Atlanta scene have left her with a reputation as a divisive figure. Jasmine's presence in the group has always been polarizing. While some appreciate her straightforward nature, others see her as a troublemaker. On this particular occasion, Jasmine showed up uninvited to a gathering, immediately causing unease among the cast. For Spice, who was already dealing with her own personal struggles, Jasmine's arrival felt like an unwelcome intrusion. The tension between these two women didn't come out of nowhere. Weeks of subtle jabs, unresolved grievances, and personality clashes had created an undercurrent of animosity. During previous group interactions, Jasmine's comments and attitude seemed to rub Spice the wrong way, though the two had managed to avoid a full-blown confrontation. Until now. The moment Jasmine stepped into the event, it felt like the air shifted. It was clear to everyone that things might get heated. Little did they know, the tension was about to boil over in the most dramatic way possible. It all began with a casual comment from Jasmine, but for Spice, it hit a nerve. Jasmine's words were sharp, maybe even intentionally provocative, and Spice wasn't about to let it slide. Her response was a cutting remark that made it clear she wasn't in the mood to play nice. The energy in the room shifted as the argument escalated. Spice's voice grew louder, her tone more pointed, and it was clear she was no longer just reacting to Jasmine's comment. She was unloading weeks of frustration. The other cast members sat frozen, exchanging uneasy glances. Some tried to defuse the situation, but it was already spiraling out of control. The room felt charged with tension, as though everyone could sense that something big was about to happen. Jasmine, for her part, didn't back down. Her retorts were just as sharp, and the back and forth quickly turned into a verbal sparring match that left everyone on edge. Then came the moment no one expected, but everyone feared. In the heat of the argument, Spice reached out and slapped Jasmine across the face. The sound of the slap echoed through the room, cutting through the chaos and leaving a stunned silence in its wake. Jasmine's hand went to her cheek as she stared at Spice in shock, her expression a mix of hurt and disbelief. The immediate reactions from the other cast members were just as surprising. For a moment, it felt like the entire room was holding its breath. This wasn't just a petty argument anymore. It had crossed a line, and everyone knew it.
Me. And she never chased all them that she been taking all these years like this. It's just crazy. It's creeping me out. I don't know what she have up in her head, but I just need to stay far from her. I don't like this energy. It's giving obsession at this point.
Everyone was stunned after the slap, as if attempting to comprehend what had just transpired. Jasmine grasped her cheeks and stared at Spice with wide eyes. "Are you serious right now?" she eventually asked, her normally assured voice trembling. Although her behavior was disturbed, she refused to back down. As the tension in the room increased and the demand for an explanation grew even thicker, she stood frozen for a brief moment. The other cast members immediately joined in to try to mediate before things became worse. "You pushed me too far," she said, in a tone that was still defiant but laced with guilt. The first to speak, Rashida moved between the two women and raised her hands. "You all need to calm down," she shouted, her voice cutting through the confusion in an attempt to remind them of the implications. Carly Red said, "We have cameras rolling, y'all. This is too much," as she urged both women to stand back and consider the wider picture. Meanwhile, videos of the fight went viral on social media, with spectators watching every second in real time on Twitter. There were also heated discussions on Instagram about who was at fault. While some fans supported Team Spice, saying that she was right to defend herself and not allow Jasmine to treat her disrespectfully, others supported Jasmine, claiming no amount of provocation could justify physical retaliation. The battle swiftly gained popularity thanks to memes. Thought pieces and even hashtags like Team Spice emerged in the days after the incident. Following the controversy, Spice took to social media to reflect on what had happened. In an honest Instagram Live session, she acknowledged that the slap wasn't her best moment. However, when the dust settled, both women had to face the fallout from the episode. "I allowed my feelings to control me," she admitted. Spice stated that weeks of accumulated stress, both on and off the show, had driven her to a breaking point. She added, "I'm human, but I know I shouldn't have let it get to that level." Her candor struck a chord with some fans, who appreciated her readiness to take responsibility for her actions. However, Jasmine wasn't happy with Spice's justification and took to social media, sharing a series of Instagram videos in which she vented her annoyance. "Nobody should be treated with such contempt," she stated. Jasmine criticized Spice for resorting to violence, stressing that there are always other ways to resolve disputes. She also demanded accountability, arguing that an apology alone wasn't sufficient. Spice's fans claim that Jasmine had been aggravating her for weeks, asserting that everyone has a breaking point. This led many to wonder if Jasmine intended to take further action against Spice. After pushing buttons, Jasmine finally realized what was likely to happen. Nonetheless, some remarked that Jasmine's supporters insisted physical violence was unacceptable, regardless of the situation. The altercation sparked discussions about the nature of reality TV drama. Some viewers pointed out that the show's creators rely on inciting conflict between cast members, making such incidents nearly unavoidable. Others blamed the cast for engaging in stereotypical forms of violent altercations, claiming that such behavior overshadowed the women's achievements and contributions. As emotions subsided, both Spice and Jasmine were held accountable for their actions. The incident highlighted the emotional toll reality TV takes on its stars, as the harm between Spice and Jasmine was already done. Being in the spotlight comes with its own set of difficulties, especially when cameras capture every fight, tear, and mistake. Cast members often feel pressured to remain relevant in a competitive, cutthroat environment, sometimes prodded by producers. One fan commented on Twitter, "The boundaries between entertainment and real life blur in these shows. It might be enjoyable to us, but it's draining for them." While fans watch the drama, it's clear that the disputes aren't always staged. Spice's outbursts reflected genuine frustrations and emotions that went beyond the show's storyline. As one Instagram user put it, "People forget that these are real humans with feelings, not just characters for ratings." This incident also raised concerns about the precedent such behavior sets. There's a difference between creating turmoil for entertainment and fostering genuine disdain among cast members. One viewer suggested that reality TV needs to reconsider what it's promoting. The clash between Spice and Jasmine is more than just entertainment. It's a raw glimpse into the unfiltered world behind the cameras. It prompts questions about the industry. The confrontation between Spice and Jasmine has had a significant impact on the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta cast, their fans, and the public. This isn't just about two women fighting, it's about a system profiting from their struggles. The producers and networks must take responsibility for creating environments that thrive on tension and conflict. From the heated argument to the shocking slap, this incident has exposed the emotional strain of living in the spotlight. It has also sparked a broader conversation about the limits of reality TV. So now, it's your turn. What do you think? Did Jasmine push Spice too far, or did Spice justify her reaction? Do you think both women crossed a line? Let's continue the conversation, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on every crazy moment from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Opening shot. A dramatic close-up of Spice, one of the most popular celebrities in the entertainment industry, looking tense and agitated. The background is filled with flashing lights and a buzzing crowd. Cut to a shot of Jasmine, a rising star in the industry, looking calm and collected, sitting next to Spice on a talk show set. Welcome back to Shownam, where we have two of the hottest stars in the industry with us tonight. Spice and Jasmine, it's great to have you both here. Spice shifts uncomfortably in her seat, shooting Jasmine a dirty look. Jasmine smiles politely, seemingly unfazed by the tension in the air. Host. So, there have been rumors circulating recently about some behind-the-scenes drama between the two of you. Care to shed some light on that? Spice stares daggers at Jasmine, her jaw clenched, before finally exploding in a fit of rage. Spice, I've had enough of this fake two-face wannabe stealing my spotlight. You think you can just waltz in here and take what's mine? Well, think again, sweetheart. Jasmine remains calm, but her eyes betray a hint of disbelief and fear as Spice leans in closer, her voice rising to a dangerous level. Spice, you don't know who you're dealing with, Jasmine. I built this empire from the ground up, and I won't let some pretender like you tear it down. Jasmine tries to interject, but Spice cuts her off, pointing an accusing finger in her face. Spectre in the Skies. Said by Kelly Pfeiffer. Introduction. It's written and directed by Grammy Award-nominated and directed by correspondent and filmmaker D.I. William Smith. You think you're better than me? You think you can outshine me? Well, I'll show you who the real star is. The tension in the studio is palpable as the audience gasps and whispers amongst themselves. The host tries to defuse the situation, but Spice looks like a ticking time bomb ready to explode. Host, let's try to calm down, and... Before the host can finish her sentence, Spice lunges at Jasmine, grabbing her by the hair and pulling her out of her seat. Chaos erupts in the studio as security rushes in to break up the fight. Jasmine fights back, her hands clawing at Spice's face as the two celebrities tussle on the floor. The cameras capture every moment of the brawl, broadcasting it to millions of viewers around the world. As the chaos finally subsides and the two stars are pulled apart, Spice is seen breathing heavily, her hair disheveled and her makeup smudged. Jasmine, on the other hand, looks shaken but determined, her eyes blazing with a fire that wasn't there before. Host. Well, that was certainly unexpected. It looks like things got a little heated here tonight. Spice cuts off the host, her voice trembling with rage as she points a finger at Jasmine. Spice. This isn't over, Jasmine. You may have won this battle, but the war has just begun. I'll make sure you regret ever crossing paths with me. Jasmine stands up, her fists clenched, ready to face whatever comes her way. Jasmine, bring it on, Spice. I'm not afraid of you. I'll show the world that talent and determination will always triumph over jealousy and deceit. As the cameras fade to black, the tension in the air lingers, leaving the audience on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating the next chapter in this epic showdown of two fierce rivals. Closing shot. A split screen showing Spice and Jasmine glaring at each other, their expressions a mix of defiance and determination. The words, "To be continued," flash across the screen, leaving viewers hungry for more. Diddy recently suffered a nervous breakdown following an attack in prison, with reports suggesting he may be targeted because of the sensitive information he possesses about others. Allegedly, influential figures in Hollywood and the music industry are trying to silence him, fearing the potential revelations he could expose. Interview. After JAZ. Jennifer Lopez has now been named both as a witness and a co-conspirator in the case against Diddy. A new lawsuit alleges that Lopez played a role in covering up a crime, with the victim claiming she was aware of Diddy's actions. According to the lawsuit, Diddy even showed her tapes of his alleged crimes during their relationship in the late 90s. Once the case goes to trial, Lopez may be called to testify against Diddy, and it remains to be seen what revelations she might disclose. Interview. With billionaires and millionaires like Jennifer Lopez, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé now linked to Diddy, many powerful figures are reportedly growing concerned about the potential fallout from this case. These are the same individuals believed to have played a role in silencing Jeffrey Epstein before his death. Now, rumors are circulating that Diddy may be suicidal. Some are questioning whether it's merely a coincidence that, as other names emerge in connection to Diddy, he suddenly finds himself attacked in prison and allegedly suffering a nervous breakdown. Interview: Diddy is reportedly aware that his life is at risk in prison, especially if those he was allegedly involved with suspect he might be cooperating with the authorities. In an attempt to secure bail, Diddy's team offered more than $50 million and even surrendered his passport to the court, but the judge denied the request. According to the judge, Diddy has a history of threatening victims, and releasing him could pose a significant danger to the witnesses in the case. Interview: Diddy's attorney, Mark Anapo, stated during a press conference that they will attempt to secure bail again. He also hinted that the jail environment isn't safe for Diddy and suggested he be placed under house arrest. Diddy is allegedly facing serious charges that make him vulnerable in prison, so he has been placed in solitary confinement for his safety, rather than in the general population.
Gene Deal isn't just a familiar name in the hip-hop scene. He was Diddy's trusted confidant and longtime bodyguard. Now he's breaking his silence with explosive revelations that could change everything we thought we knew about Biggie's death. If you believe you've heard it all, think again. What Gene is about to uncover will leave you speechless, with the potential to rewrite the history of hip-hop forever. D.D. Williams. Our D.D. Williams, will you and I interview. Gan Deal witnessed it all firsthand, every moment etched into his memory. After years of silence, he's finally stepping forward to share his story. Whispers suggest that his account might hold the key to unraveling a decades-old mystery. Get ready, because these revelations could shatter everything you thought you knew about Diddy and Biggie. I love that. For me, we're all going with Beyond Recharging. Before diving into the explosive revelations Gan Deal is about to unveil, let's take a step back to where it all began. Bad Boy Records in the early 90s. This label was the epicenter of hip-hop, the ultimate destination for every aspiring artist. At the helm was Diddy, a relentless hustler with a vision to create something legendary. And he delivered. Bad Boy Records wasn't just a label. It became a cultural juggernaut. With Diddy's golden touch, everything he handled turned to gold, laying the foundation for a legacy that continues to echo through the music industry today. I interview. And when Diddy and Biggie teamed up, they were unstoppable, like two sides of the same coin. Diddy had the vision to refine Biggie's raw talent and showcase it to the world in a way that resonated with everyone. Biggie wasn't just an artist. He was the lifeblood of Bad Boy Records, the soul that made the label truly iconic.
Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has abandoned efforts to secure Diddy's release after Judge An Suprin revealed evidence of witness tampering. A leaked call between Diddy and a witness was played in court, making it clear that Diddy is unlikely to receive bail. Interview. Diddy has been exposed for actively engaging in witness tampering while in federal custody. Calls he allegedly made to victims from the Metropolitan Detention Center were recorded. This marks the third time his bail has been denied. And with this new evidence, the chances of Diddy being released before his trial in May